What are these strange creatures? Why is everyone so scared of them?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
See ya, fucker. Oh god!
Where do they come from? What are the partygoers? Hiya, I'm Ray, also known as 1000 Dumplings. I am a founding member and former administrator of the Backrooms Wiki, and I'm the person that created the Partygoers and Level Fun, alongside some other stuff in the Backrooms you might be familiar with. Today, I'd like to take you all on a little journey on how I came up with the Partygoers, the real events in my life that inspired them, and how their popularity and influence changed the Backrooms forever. Okay, they probably didn't, but that's a great intro, isn't it? Also, before anything, I've seen Partygoers and other stuff I've made using a ton of games and merchandise and stuff, and I just want to say, I think it's fucking awesome. I am totally okay with people using my creations in things like video games, stories, merchandise, art. I think it's all fucking awesome. If you plan on making money from it, I would like to be credited. Okay, that's all. So, without further ado, welcome to the party. I was 7 years old, and sometimes as a 7-year-old kid, I would go to the mall with my family and friends, and we'd go to this arcade. This arcade was pretty much always a good time. It was clearly a bit outdated and even old for the time, but the games were always fun. I do remember this one, haunted house game where you had to stop a spinner to get higher up into the house. And there was this really obnoxious, beekeeping game where there was a bunch of yellow and black painted balls in a glass box that were blown around with a fan. You had to, catch them with a net and put them into a bee jar. That game was my shit. I have a lot of really good memories with that arcade, but there was always something kind of off about it. It was 2011 and the mall was still in need of a major makeover. All of the lights were yellow and dim, and some of the broken arcade machines in the back were kind of ominous. But the thing that always weirded me out the most about the place was the party room. In the back of the arcade, there was this open doorway that led into a small room. If you wanted to have maybe a birthday party at the arcade, you could rent out the room for a day. But most of the time, the room was empty. But the tables were always set up to show what a party might look like there. There was party hats decorating the table with plastic forks and knives on paper plates. In the center was a plastic birthday cake. Whenever I walked by that room, I always kind of tried to ignore it. It creeped me out a little bit. But eventually, after seeing it so many times, I mentioned it to my parents and asked if we'd have a birthday party there. And so we did. My 8th birthday party was at this mall arcade. It was Lego themed.
Bro, listen to this song. Hey, you like it?
So, years later, I would find myself in a decrepit laundromat, a place that looked to resemble a liminal space somewhat, an idea that was becoming ever more popular at the time. The location got me thinking about this weird meme I heard about. You might have heard of it. It's called the Backrooms, and it got me into the mood to look up pictures and videos of it. One random Google image search to another, and I found the Backrooms Wiki. This was back when the Wiki barely existed, mind you. I mean, I was literally the 20th ever member of the site, and I absolutely fell in love with the concept, and the idea of adding lore to the Backrooms. Eventually, through my earliest works, mainly the Splat entity and level 188, I ended up becoming pretty popular on the site and becoming an administrator. Now, as administrators at this time, we were searching across the fandom wiki and other faucets of the internet for things to bring over to the wiki for inspiration. During the search, I found DavidCrypt's channel. DavidCrypt is a very important figure in the history of the Backrooms. He made one of the earliest examples of liminal space image compilation, and spearheaded the search for the truth behind the original Backrooms image. It was his first liminal space video that changed everything, because this is where I first saw the iconic Level Fun image.
Thank you. I'll say goodbye soon, though it's the end of the world. Don't blame yourself.
For some reason, it really stuck out to me. The faded yellow colors of the walls, the red city and road pattern repeating endlessly over a mostly red carpet, the strange L-shaped table against the slightly pushed out wall, and of course, the strange looking bootleg mascot characters. This image really struck a chord with me, and I couldn't quite describe it, but I had such a strong feeling from it. It was the exact feeling of liminal spaces, that I've been here before, and I knew that I had to make something with it.
I'm nobody's master, got it? I don't want you here and I don't want you here!
I'm writing this on a computer I found in the Ants library. I don't know what the hell the MAG is, or how this database even works, but if anyone else can read this, I have a warning that could save your ass. I just spent the last hour and a half running away from some godforsaken monster. It was bright yellow, and was holding a balloon. It had this fucking haunting smile, like it was carved into its flesh. I saw the damn thing snatch up my partner and no-clip into the wall. My partner was someone from this MEG organization. They had a job updating their database and rescuing newcomers to the Backrooms. I tried to follow it, and I ended up in the fun room. I didn't have the guts to watch as they transformed him. He slowly turned taller and more yellow. As he was transforming, he started laughing like a fucking maniac. He was typing on some kind of tablet. At least, until his fingers fell off and became just knobs. The fun room had that same repulsive mono-yellow wallpaper with horrible paintings of cartoon characters drawn on them. Other than some tables and a couple balloons, it was just as empty as any other room here. Eventually, they spotted me, and I had to book it, making my way to the end. Though, I can assume that this place isn't the end of this nightmare. I managed to find out that this fun room had its own entry in the database. I hope to God they remove it soon, in case it tricks anyone, but if not, then this is the link to it. Do not try to find them. The Partygoers are tall, yellow monsters with a carved-in smile. They hold balloons. At least, the one that tried to get me has a balloon. Stay safe.
This tale was the introduction to Level Fun, a format screw page I created based off the strange image I found from DavidCrypt. Here's a fun fact, get it, fun fact. Level Fun was originally called Level -999, because it was supposed to be a randomly picked arbitrary number in universe. But the creator of the Backrooms Wiki decided to change the name of the page to just Level Fun, which I had no issue with. I wanted the pages of A Warning and Level Fun to tell a story about misinformation, and exploring the feelings of being lied to and deceived and threatened. The horror of a group of people inviting you to an event that definitely don't have your best interest in mind. The idea of indoctrination, of losing your humanity, and becoming one with an almost hive mind-like cult. Eventually, it came time to give the partygoer entities I introduced a page of their own. I had an idea in mind for their physical appearance, and I wanted to keep it really simple. They were tall, yellow, had leathery, smooth skin, a red smiley face carved into a blank face, and bright red balloons. It came to me unnaturally quickly. This right here is the original drawing of a partygoer. But obviously having just a random MS Paint image like this on the wiki wouldn't look that good. My dream was to have a cool, like, Trevor Henderson style image to go along with the partygoers page, but unfortunately Trevor never actually responded to my PMs for a commission, so it's fine guys, he'll respond one day, I promise. So I started to look for references and other images that I could use to recreate the image I had in my head. And then I discovered... Yeah, remember this image? People always flip when they realize what they were looking at the entire time. Contrary to popular belief, the partygoers were actually not based off of GUMBY. I actually had no idea what GUMBY was until after I made the partygoers. So I took this image of GUMBY and another picture I took that I edited to resemble the Backrooms, and then I created the partygoer image you all know and love today. By the way, I made the partygoer image kind of blurry so you can't really tell the imperfections, so here's the original file in the highest quality. And I'm gonna be totally honest, it's not an accident they got so popular and widespread so quickly. I knew that by making their speech patterns so easy to replicate with the whole hi, come to the party, we'll have so much fun here kind of thing, and making their designs so simplistic and easy to replicate, and also yellow. A lot of the most famous fictional characters are yellow. SpongeBob, Minions, Homer Simpson. I knew they would be pretty popular, but I didn't think they would get as popular as they did. I mean, there's been art, animations, 3D models, music, stories, video games. There's so much fucking video game. There is so much content out there that features or is even totally about the partygoers. I think at this point they might be the most popular Backrooms creatures, aside from like Smilers and Bacteria. But popularity does not correlate with how much people like or dislike them. I would like to take this moment to apologize for the amount of partygoer content out there. I'm aware that a lot of little kids have found them, and they've sort of taken over Backrooms medias and wikis, and they've sort of become the poster child of the negative direction a lot of Backrooms content has gone in, going away from the core, pure liminal space aesthetic of the original Backrooms image, and closer to ideas of monsters chasing you in a lore-filled infinite levels Backrooms. Personally, I have mixed feelings on whether or not the old Backrooms or new Backrooms is better, but I will say this much. I get it. I get why people dislike partygoers, and I completely sympathize with you. This has been a blessing and a curse for me. But anyway, what's the deal with those party poopers, huh? So you might be confused as to why I haven't brought up the party poopers yet. And that's because I didn't make them. So a long time ago, someone actually edited the Partygoers level fun pages without me knowing, and added a ton of lore about the party poopers in the fun war and the boredom level, level 52 or something. Now, if you know anything about me, you might assume that I would be extremely pissed off about this at them instantly, but I actually didn't. I kind of just didn't care. I just couldn't be bothered to, and so it just ended up becoming canon. And the party poopers ended up being a lot more interesting than I expected them to be, which made them really popular as well, probably more so than the partygoers themselves. What started as this sort of normal horror, happy partygoer entity ended up turning into this really interesting yin and yang sort of dichotomy between the partygoers and party poopers. And obviously they have a super appealing personality as well. While the partygoers are sort of forced to be happy, these guys are all super depressed and can't be happy, and let's be real, people can relate to that. I think Party Poopers were made by I'm the Galaxy X, and the Fun War was made by Soul with Sorrow Laden, which started on Fandom Wiki, I guess? I'm not really sure. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, shout out to those guys, absolutely. Thank you. You guys are awesome.
What's the weakest Backrooms entity? The first one I can think of is the Game Master.
And so, that's it. Now you know the full story, the history of the Partygoers. These little goobers changed my life. If it wasn't for them, I would have never as gotten as popular as I did, and it's led to me being able to pursue my dreams of being a YouTuber. I just want to take the time to say thank you. If you've ever decided to add the Partygoers to your game, or make a video about them, or make a story with them, or create such beautiful, jaw-dropping art of them, thank you so much. It means the world to me that you've enjoyed them enough to dedicate your time and talent to making them come to life in your work. This is why I create. You've all made my dreams come true. Thank you. I've created a YouTube playlist full of all of the Partygoer videos I could possibly find, so if you want to see all of the crazy awesome stuff that's out there, do check it out. But regardless, thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye!